Welcome to YouTube class on Civil Service Examination conducted by Vanik, the mega institution. We continued, we started the chapter Constitutional Bodies next class. We had a discussion on various important bodies, constitutional bodies, including EPSC and Election Commission of India. I hope all of you have gone through the class well and understood the things, basic things. We are here emphasizing on basic parameters of everything. And for detail or current relevant, you can sharpen the idea but through newspapers, current affairs and others. So be updated always. What are the changes that are taking place in everybody? What are the vital things that our government is thinking to bring in the conduct of elections, and what are the lacuna that are there? So as a student of civil service examinations, you have to have a mind to look into the current relevance of all these things. Okay? So that is the things. Now you can got this. Okay? So the last class we had come up to the GST Council of India. When you write about a constitutional body, write about its articles that are mentioned and the composition, powers and functions of the body, and also critically examine if the question is about that. Critically examine means tell about the lacuna, what could be done to strengthen the base of constitutional bodies. What do they require? What do they need to act or to work more vibrantly than they are working now. So these are the things, and also the appointment authority and the removal procedure of the constitutional bodies, and different aspects of their salaries, their oath, their constitutional sanctions, and they are responsible to, and the submission of report by them to the president. All these things you have to keep in mind while writing the constitutional bodies. Okay. So now it shall come to the next part, National Commission for SC. Okay. Take a stock of this situation. So National Commission for Scheduled Caste. You know, Indian Constitution provides some certain special provisions for the upliftment of the weaker section, especially the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and the backward classes, in part 16 of the Constitution. In the part 16, Article 338 of the Constitution provides for the appointment of a special officer for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes to investigate all matters relating to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. All matters means constitutional provisions, statutory provisions that are provided for their upliftment, and also what measures need to be taken to bring about radical or required changes in the status, socio-economic status of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So all these things were already provided, and the officer was designated as the Commissioner for SC and ST under Article 338. In 1978, the government set up a non-statutory committee, Commission for SC and ST. The office of the Commissioner for SC ST also continued to exist. In 1987, government modified the functions of the commissions and renamed it as National Commission for SC and ST in 1987. Later, by 65th Constitutional Established Act 1990, 65th Constitutional Amendment Act 1990, the National Commission for SC and ST was given constitutional status, were given constitutional body, and this constitutional body replaced the Commissioner for SC and ST and also the commission set up under the resolution of 1987. Got it? So 338 provides for a special officer, and he was renamed as Commissioner for SC and ST in 1987. In 1978, government set up a non-statutory committee called Commissioner for SC and ST, and the Commissioner for SC and ST also worked along with the National Commission for SC, and later the 65th Constitutional Amendment Act 1990 accorded the constitutional status to National Commission for SC and ST. It means that there was one commission for the working for the upliftment of SC and ST. Then later by 89 Constitutional Amendment Act, that is 89 Constitutional Amendment Act, later by 89 Constitutional Amendment Act 2003, 89 Constitutional Amendment Act 2003 provided, 89 Constitutional Amendment Act 2003 bifurcated the National Commission for SC and ST into two different independent constitutional bodies. And for this purpose, Article 338 and Article 338A, the new article emerged. The new article emerged is worked for National Commission for SC, and it worked for National Commission for ST. This was the bifurcation that was made okay. So that was made by the Constitution. That was made by the Constitution. So there are two separate bodies as of now. One is 338 for National Commission for Scheduled Caste, another is National Commission for ST. Okay, and these bodies came into existence in 2004 as it is written. So there are several matters you have to remember. First is 1965. In 1965, the commission was appointed, National Commissioner for SC and ST. The constitution was originally that was there. And in 1987, the government appointed a multi-member commission for the office of the Commissioner for SC and ST, also continued to exist simultaneously with the statutory committee. Then later, in 1987, National Commission for SC and ST was established, and in 65th Constitutional Amendment Act, they became constitutional bodies. And later, the separate commission, that is there. So we have to be the National Commission for ST. Okay. So National Commission for SC, Scheduled Caste, is provided under Article 338, and it consists of a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and 3 members. The National Commission for SC consists of a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and 3 members. This constitutes a committee, together constitute 5 partners, but 5 members. Okay? And the appointment of the chairperson, vice chairperson, and members are done by the President. There is no specific qualification provided for the appointment of the National Commission for SC. But this is the things about the National Commission. They are appointed by the President under warrant and seal. The constitutes conditions of service. The conditions of service and tenure of the office are also determined by the President. It means there is no elaborate provision mentioned for the National Commission for SC and ST in the Constitution. It is left to the President. The function of the Commission, if we consider, the function of the Commission are very easy. You can refer the books also. They investigate and monitor all matters relating to the constitutional and other legal safeguards for the SC and SCs and to evaluate the working. They investigate and monitor all matters relating to the constitutional and statutory provisions for SC. For example, for the reservation 334, the enumeration of SC, ST, and the reservation for SC and ST under Article 330, 331, and also 333 in the Legislative Assembly, 332 in the Legislative Assemblies, and the provisions of reservation under Article 16, and there are different provisions are provided by the government to the SC people, SC students or SC people. So whether these provisions, constitutional and statutory provisions, are really working or not, are really benefiting the SCs or not, that will be ensured by the National Commission for SC. Okay, that is the foremost duty, that it investigates and the legal safeguards for and evaluate their working. To inquire into specific complaints with respect to deprivation of rights and safeguards for the ST. To claim, but to inquire into the complaints with respect to deprivation of rights and privileges to the SC people. If there is any deprivation, or if any community, any government or any authority is depriving the SC people of their rights, of their constitutionally mandated rights or statutory rights, then the Commission will look into it and find it, whether it is true or not. Okay, that is the things. To participate and advise the planning process of socio-economic development for SC and to evaluate the progress of development under the Union and states. To participate to devise the planning process. Whenever national planning or state plannings are made, the National Commission, one representative of the National Commission for SC is to be present and is to deliver their suggestions, what should be done to bring out the required changes in the socio-economic status of the scheduled caste people. So that is the way the Commission takes part in devising the plan, socio-economic plan and developmental programs for the country. It also looks into the working of the plan and the developmental programs. Okay, that is the things. So you have to be clear that. Next, the Commission also suggests measures and amendments to the provisions related to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, because whenever government thinks about the welfare of the National Commission, welfare of the scheduled caste people, the Commission is obviously required, because the Commission is the rightful authority who can give right suggestions and timely suggestions for the upliftment of the national scheduled caste people. It is considered to be one of the highest percentage of weaker section in India, and therefore their commission is very important. Then also requisitioning any public record for any court or office, they can requisition or they can call for any report, any report or any examination, anything of public record for evaluations. They have the power of a civil court. They issuing summons to the examinations of witnesses and documents. They can issue summons also. Any other matters President may determine. So the National Commission for a Scheduled Caste works as a civil court. Hence it is a quasi-judicial body. The National Commission for Scheduled Caste is a quasi-judicial body. Quasi-judicial bodies. It works as a court. It has the power to inquire and to summon. And remember, it acts as a civil court, not as a criminal court. Whatever, but it acts as a quasi-judicial bodies. So these are the major things. Go through the list of chairpersons for the National Commission for SC. It is working in the country for the benefit of the weaker section of the society like the scheduled caste population. Okay. Remember, the caste is declared as scheduled caste or scheduled tribe by the president. He may include through a declaration any caste if considered to be a scheduled caste, then it will be declared by the president. So any inclusion, but the exclusion, if any caste will be out of the list, then it will be decided by the parliament. So there are certain provisions. And in the same light, you can also focus on National Commission for ST. National Commission for ST is the same body as we have discussed. There was a combined commission, and it was separated under 89th Constitutional Amendment Act 2003, and the separate commission for National Commission for Scheduled Tribes came into existence in 2004. And since then, National Commission for Scheduled Caste has been working as an independent constitutional body. There are more than 62 major tribes in India, and there are also certain primitive tribes. India, most part of the country constitute or contain a substantial percentage of tribal population, especially the states of northeastern states, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, isn't it? And also to some extent also there are other states also, they have certain scheduled tribe populations like Maharashtra, and there are a lot of Rajasthan. So there are a lot of tribals are spread across the country for the benefit of, for the welfare of the scheduled tribes, without hampering their traditional culture or without hampering their community practices, without hampering their way of life. The development of ST is to be devised. So National Commission for ST is the same constitutional body. It has the same composition, like it contains also a chairperson, a vice chairperson, and 3 members. They are appointed by the president under his warrant and seal, and the service conditions and others are determined by the president. They have a tenure of 3 years. I forgot to tell you, they have a tenure of 3 years. So there nothing detail is provided. Only these are the things and the functions we have discussed. What can they do? The same thing they can do with regards to scheduled tribe. The National Commission for SC are performing those powers, are also exercised by the National Commission for ST, but with respect to ST, they act for the SC population. This commission acts for the ST population, but there are the several functions that we have discussed are also applicable for National Commission for ST and also National Commission for OBC. Same body, same power, same composition, and also same responsibilities. All these bodies like National Commission for OBC also we have later we will discuss, that is National Commission for OBC. National Commission for OBC. Okay, National Commission for OBC. Okay. So Article 350 contains related to 340 related to backward classes. Accordingly, the Government of India appointed first Backward Class Commission in 1955 under the chairmanship of Kaka Kalekar. So kindly remember the name Kaka Kalekar. Kaka Kalekar was the chairperson of first Backward Class Commission. It identified so many measures for the upliftment of the backward classes, other backward classes or backward classes. It's constituted in 1955. It is popularly known as First Backward Class Commission. First Backward Class Commission. Backward Class Commission. And later, Mandal Commission under the chairmanship of BP Mandal Commission. It was appointed in 1973, and it was the second backward class commission. Can you take a note of? Okay, so it is 1979, the BP Mandal Commission, and these commissions were extraordinary because they contributed a lot towards strengthening the socio-economic status of the backward classes. In Mandal Commission 1979, it provided for 27% reservation for OBC in government jobs, and that created a furor over the country. During the VP Singh government in 1989, the VP Singh opened the report of the Mandal Commission and tried to implement it. That created a havoc in the state, in many states, the country witnessed violent scenes across its periphery, across its territory. So there was a violent protest against the implementation of 27% reservation as recommended by the Mandal Commission for the other backward classes. And later it was in Indira Sahani versus Union of India, popularly known as Mandal Commission case 1993, it was decided that reservations should not exceed 50% of the total published jobs, and also said that the creamy layer concept was introduced also. Creamy layer, a concept which is applicable to OBC reserved categories, and according to the concept that any person having a fixed amount of income will not avail any reservation facilities. So that is 8 lakh at present, I think, and that was recommended by Ramanandan Committee, creamy layers. So in Indira Sahani versus Union of India, the Supreme Court made a historic judgment that the reservation should not exceed 50%, hence it was there. So for the weaker section, for the other backward classes, like apart from SC and ST, there are numerous castes in India, there are numerous categories in India which are socio-economically backward. Although they are not weaker on the basis of caste, but they are weaker on the basis of their socio-economic status. So they are called other backward classes. And for that purpose, in 1993, on the recommendation of various commissions, especially Mandal commissions, the Commission for Backward Classes, National Commission for Backward Classes was set up as a statutory body in 1993. It was a statutory body. It started to function as a statutory body for several years together. But by 102 Constitutional Amendment Act 2018, the Government of India accorded the constitutional status to National Commission for Backward Classes. Now it is being treated at par with the National Commission for SC and ST. So under Article 338B, the new Article 338B was added to the Constitution, and this 338B is related to the composition, powers and functions of the National Commission for Backward Classes, other backward classes. Okay, kindly take a note of this. So these are the bodies which are required. Okay. But with regards to composition powers, I told you same. So we are not discussing them again. I have discussed the powers also, the powers with regards to the powers and functions with regards to the National Commission for OBC, National Commission for Backward Classes, and National Commission for ST. Okay, so that is also a point to be remembered. And they have the same functions as I told you. They investigate and monitors the all matters relating to the constitutional and statutory safeguards. Statutory safeguards for the social and educationally backward classes, and to evaluate the working, same procedure, same functions. They also inquire into specific complaints with respect to deprivation of rights and safeguards of the social educational backward classes. They participate and advise on the socio-economic development of the socially educational backward classes, and to evaluate the progress of their development under union and states. They present the president annually and its report on the condition of the improvement of the condition of the socially educational backward classes, to make recommendations as to the measure that should be taken by the union and states to bring required changes in the socio-economic status of the other backward classes, to discharge their functions related to the protection, welfare, development, and advancement of social educational. Obviously, because it is the high-powered body that is meant. So writing about these bodies is not very difficult, because obviously they will work for the particular section, and the weaker section constitute a substantial portion of India's population. More than 50% of the population, I think, more than substantial, more than 60, around 70% of the population considered to be backward classes. So I don't have any idea about the exact percentage of the people that to constitute backward classes. You can go for that. But remember, a substantial percentage of India's population are weaker section. So upliftment, empowerment, and development of the weaker section is the development, upliftment of the country. So we cannot ignore their interest, and they are socially educationally backward. So they are not empowered. They cannot go for good education. They cannot go for good education, or they cannot have a good economic life. And they are traditionally backward. They possess almost negligible land, and they don't have any resources. So they are not financially well off. So there is a need for giving public or for providing government assistance or government observance over the things. Unless they are developed, unless they are uplifted, the country cannot be uplifted. Because when more than 60% of the population will lie under below poverty line, and if more than 60% of the population are not socially educationally well off, then the country is not well off at all. So no matter whatever the percentage of rich and the affluent section, that doesn't matter. Whatever the GDP, whatever everything. So a substantial percentage of the population, and also a good percentage of GDP are spent for the upliftment and weaker section of the upliftment and development of the weaker section like SC, ST, and OBC. So kindly go into detail and find out any relevant facts if possible, and add everything that you come across in your newspaper reading and in your daily writings also. Another thing we have forgotten perhaps, special linguistic officer, there is a provision also. Special linguistic officer, have we discussed it? Okay, no. Okay, there was also a constitutional body called Special Linguistic Officer or Commissioner for Linguistic Minorities. It is established under Article 350B because the SRC, State Reorganization Commission, had recommended for building or for establishing a all India body to look into the status of the minority languages and to improve the condition of minority language, to protect and preserve the minority languages. So language are preserved. We are a secular country, so everyone's language is very important. Hence, all these languages should be improved. Hence, there is a provision under Article 350B which was added to the Constitution by 7th Constitutional Amendment Act 1956. And under Article 350B, Special Commissioner for Linguistic Minorities or Commissioner for Linguistic Minorities is appointed, and the commission is based at headquartered at Allahabad, and there is also a different type of Kolkata, Chennai and Belgaum are the regional offices, and the commission works for the improvement and for the protection and preservation of minority languages in India. Its recommendations are not binding, but it acts as a very important body with regards to the safety, with regards to the protection and preservation of various minority languages. So, Special Commission for Linguistic Minority is also a constitutional body under the Constitution of India. Okay. So, we have discussed several constitutional bodies. You must have seen that these constitutional bodies are assigned a particular article. So, they are in fact constitutional bodies, and they enjoy constitutional immunity also. They are certain special bodies which the Constitution wants them to function independently. But there are various lacuna provided in it. There are certain bodies which are yet to be fully independent. There are certain bodies which are yet to be fully sovereign. So, first of all, their appointment and removal. For example, the chairperson members of National Commission for SC, ST and OBC, they are to be removed by the president. Not there is just any specific procedure mentioned for that. Okay, one is the most important things, and there is no specific qualification provided for them, and whether it is not mentioned whether the recommendations made by the commissions will be binding upon in nature. So there are many lacuna, many drawbacks they suffer in order to become. So these are the factors which hampers them becoming independent and sovereign. But apart from the drawbacks, these bodies are doing a very important task, or are doing very important service to the nation by dealing with important aspect of the society. Okay, so we have discussed it. Now we shall come to the MCQs possible on the your state your constitutional bodies. Okay, so have a look at the first question, then we will discuss. So look at the first question. Number 1, statement 1 is Attorney General is the highest law officer of India. Statement 2, he should be a judge of Supreme Court at the time of appointment. Statement 3 is assisted by 2 Solicitor General only. So first of all, let me tell you that Attorney General is a constitutional office under Article 76 of the Constitution. Yes, he is the highest law officer of India. The second statement is he should be a judge of Supreme Court. No, it is wrong, because the Attorney General is not a judge of Supreme Court. Rather, he should have the qualification to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. That's all. And he is assisted by not only 2 Solicitor Generals, but 4 additional Solicitor Generals. So I think the statement is not correct, partially correct. So the correct statement will be 1 only, option D. Okay. So, who among the following has not been the chairperson of Finance Commission of India? For this purpose, I told you कि go through the list of chairperson of finance commissions and have an idea also. The first chairperson was K.C. Neogi. So all of them were prominent chairpersons or prominent persons who were the chairperson of finance commission. K. Santhanam commission, very important commission. Y.B. Chauhan and also P.B. Rajmanar. They were 1, 2, 3, 4 commissions, 4th commissions. And P.C. Mahalanobis was not a chairperson of the finance commission. He was the statistician of international reputations, and he had a lot of contribution to India's planning. Specifically, second 5-year plan was designed on Mahalanobis model. Okay, he is a famous statistician, and his birth date is observed as National Statistics Day. Okay, and here the answer is D. D is incorrect. D is correct because only one statement is correct. The other 2 and 3 are incorrect. Although the 3 is partially correct, but it is not fully correct. So the Attorney General is assisted by not only 2 Solicitor Generals, but also 4 additional Solicitor Generals. Keep in mind. Okay. So answer is D and A. Now look at question number 3 and 4. Question number 3 and 4. Please look at that. Okay. So question number 3 is, which of the following powers does not belong to the Attorney General of India? He has right to participate in the proceedings of any House of Parliament. Yes. He can be a member of parliamentary committee. Yes. He can vote only in Rajya Sabha. No, he cannot vote anywhere. He is not a member. Attorney General is not a member of Parliament, rather he belongs to the executive part. So, which statement above is are correct? So, 1 and 2 are correct. D. What is the question number 4? Which of the following is incorrectly matched? Okay. Sushil Chandra is the 24th election commission, that is correct. Y.B. Reddy is not the chairperson of 12th finance commission, that is the 14th finance commission. And do you know what is most crucial thing about Y.B. Reddy commission? Any idea? That is That is your YBRD opined against or recommended against special status to states. Hence, it increased the devolution percentage to 42%, I think. So the claim for special status was rejected by Finance Commission, 14th Finance Commission, and it was there. So it is incorrect. Like Pradeep Kumar Joshi is though not current, but he was the chairperson. Today, just recently, it is changed. Manoj Soni, Mr. Manoj Soni is now the current chairperson. So this question is current in the present context, but it was there in the option. And G.C. Murmu is the current Comptroller Auditor General. All right. So that is the answer D. That is the answer is B. Okay. Kindly take a note of this. So Girish Chandra Murmu is the 14th Finance Commission of India, 14th Comptroller Auditor General of India. After independence. Before independence it was different things. So, okay, so it is after independence C. Can you take a note of this? So it is the 14th CAG after independence. Because before independence, the first Comptroller General of India for British India was appointed in 1860. And the chairperson was Edmund Drummond. Edmund Drummond. He was the first chairperson. But he is the 14th. V. Narahari Rao is the first chairperson CAG after independence. V. Narahari Rao. And in this regard, G.C. Murmu is the 14th Comptroller Auditor General of India. Okay, so answer will be C. Kindly take a look at the two questions. Will come for discussion. So what is the question? Which among the following are the qualifications of Attorney General of India? As I told you, the Attorney General of India should have the same qualification as the Judge of Supreme Court has. So, a Judge of High Court for 5 years, that is correct. An eminent jurist in the opinion of the President, correct. Advocate of High Court for 10 years, correct. Others are not correct. 4 and 5 are not correct. So, answer will be 1, 2, 3. Option B. Now the Election Commission is a multi-member body since 1993. So option is B. So both the answers are B. First, you have to take a stock of this situation, B, and it is also B. So these are the qualification and eminent opinion in the opinion of President. And an advocate for 10 years. There is no such qualification like 10 years or 35 years, no age for that. So judges do not have any age qualifications. They can be appointed at any age, provided they should have either one of these qualifications and another is citizen of India. So out of the three, 1, 2, 3, a person must have one qualification in order to be appointed as Judge of Supreme Court by the President of India on the recommendation of a high-powered committee that is called Collegium. Okay, we have discussed it. So that is answer is B. And Election Commission was a single-member body initially, as I told you, but since 1993, although it began in 89, but it continued since 1993 when it became a multi-member body. It means the Election Commission of India consists of a chairperson and 2 other members or election commissioner, and they enjoy equal powers and privileges, but their mode of appointment and the removal also different. For example, the Chief Election Commissioner of India is appointed by the President on the recommendation of on the advice of the Prime Minister or the Cabinet Committee on Appointment, but the election commissioners are appointed by the President on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner of India. And the Chief Election Commissioner is removed by a specifically or a constitutionally provided provision, that is the removal procedure of the judges is applicable to the removal of the Chief Election Commissioner of India, but the removal of the other election commissioners are done by the President on the recommendation of the Chief Election Commissioner of India. So there are a lot of differences, and the Chief Election Commissioner of India is not authorized to avail or to join, be reappointed or to avail any other government or office of profit after retirement. So there is a ban, but in case of Chief Election Commission there is no such ban. So there are significant difference between the Chief Election Commissioners and other election commissioners, but remember they enjoy equal powers and privileges and also salaries, equal salaries and allowances. Okay, so these are the things about the Election Commission of India. Yes, it is a multi-member body since 1993. Okay, so please look at the next question. Okay. So which of the following is not correct about Attorney General of India? He is appointed by the President. Yes, he is appointed by the President. And his salary is fixed by the Constitution. No, he does not get any fixed salary. He resigns when the Council of Ministers resigns. Yes. His term is not fixed and hold office during the pleasure of the President. Yes. MC Setalvad was the longest serving. Yes. He worked for 13 years as from 50 to 63. He worked for 13 years as Attorney General of India. So answer is 1, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 3, 4, 5 is not their answer. Okay, so this will be 1, 3, 4, 5. Please do it. D, 1, 3, 4, 5 is the answer. Because the similar options are there, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5. So it is 1, 3, 4, 5. Make it change. But remember, these 4 points are essential, not the 2, because Attorney General does not have the things. And the first chairperson of the first Attorney General of India was MC Setalvad, and today it is that is R. Venkataramani is newly appointed as the Attorney General. R. Venkataramani. R. Venkataraman is the newly appointed Attorney General of India. So, he is the longest serving also. Next, the chairperson, ex officio chairperson of NDMA. NDMA we have not discussed. National Disaster Management Authority is not a constitutional body. It is a statutory body. But the Prime Minister is the chairperson of NDMA. NDMA is established as a high-powered statutory body under National Disaster Management Act 2005, and it works in tandem with the states, in cooperation with the states, to mitigate the effect of disasters and to have disaster management and preparedness across the country. So that is C, NDMA, National Disaster Management Nations. Okay, is that clear? Now the question number 10 and 11. Please have a look. Okay, what is the question? The office of the Comptroller Auditor General is an guardian of public purse. Yes, it is the tagline. He is the guardian of public purse because he ensures that public money is spent in accordance with the law, in accordance with the law provided for it, and it is also ensures that there is no misappropriation of public money, and there is proper authority which has spent the money. So it is a very delicate or important responsibility of the Comptroller Auditor General. For this purpose, for these things he is called the guardian of public purse. The office is a creation of the original constitution, means it has already been there since the constitution came into force. Yes. So that is both 1 and 2 are correct. So option is B. Question number 11. He is not eligible for what is following is incorrect about CAG. Is not eligible for further employment. It's correct about CAG. Okay. So is not eligible for further appointment after retirement. Yes. He can resign at any time addressing to the Prime Minister. No. He can resign by addressing to the President. He can be removed by the President after reference is made to the Supreme Court. No. He is removed by the President in the manner a Supreme Court judge is removed. And he should have wide knowledge and experience in Indian accounting system. There is no such prescribed qualification for the CAG. It is up to the government to decide who will be appointed in that position, highest constitutional office on public purse. Okay, so answer will be A. Answer will be A. So answer here is B, and answer here is A. So it is B and it is A. So further, Comptroller Auditor General is not appointed after the retirement. That is why we say that he enjoys security of tenure, independence of this. This is also one of the factors of independence, that they are barred for further appointment. And he resigns to the President, not to the Prime Minister. And his removal is done by the President on the recommendation of Parliament. That is, a removal resolution is carried on, and if it is approved by the majority of the House, special majority, then the CAG will be removed. So that is also there. So there is no provision for reference to Supreme Court. It is only applicable in case of Supreme Court, as of UPSC. He should have knowledge and experience in accounting. It is required, but it is not mentioned. Usually these people are appointed, but not mentioned that he must have the qualification to in the Indian accounting system. That is not mentioned. Okay. So these are the things. So option is A. Got it? The two questions. Please look at these two questions, 12 and 13. Question number 12 and 13 is to be taken care of. 13 is a previous year question on UPSC. So first ensure a correct answer, then we will discuss. So what will be the answer? In statement 1, question number 12, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India is considered the guardian of public purse. Yes, it is correct because we have already discussed it. His certificate on the net proceeds of tax is final. Yes. Net tax proceeds means total collection of tax minus OAS depreciation. So whatever the CAG declares, that is final upon the government. So both options are correct. B. Question number 13. With reference to Finance Commission of India, which of the following statements is correct? It encourages inflow of foreign capital for infrastructure development. That is not the responsibility of the Finance Commission. Finance Commission does three things: that it distributes the net tax proceeds of the union government between union government and state governments. It also determines the share of states out of the union sanction, and also recommends measures for the development of resources to empower the panchayats and may refer. So that is not a concern of the encourage inflow. It facilitates the proper distribution of finance among public sector undertakings. That is not responsibility of the Finance Commission. It does not recommend for the distribution or the proper financial condition of the distribution of the finances. It ensures transparency in financial admission. That is not the duty of the Finance Commission. So these are somewhat absurd options given in the text in the questions. So you first mind your idea about Finance Commission, and if that option do not match your idea, then that will be definitely incorrect, because if it had been the function, then we must have read it. But we have not read. It means there are no functions like this. So in the D option, that is correct. None of the statements A, B, C given above is correct in this context. So that is D. And that is B. Because the Finance Commission is not is an advisory body. Its sole idea behind the constitution of a Finance Commission is to allocate the distribution of net tax proceeds between the union and states. It also determines the share of the states whenever possible. Whenever the share of the states, it also divides or recommends for grants in aid to the states, and it also recommends measures for the development of resources of the local to the state finance commission. It also suggests recommendation for the mechanism or the methods to be adopted for the upliftment of the development of the local resources. Hence the answer is D. So these are the both question answer, B and D are correct. Okay. Now this type of question also, please look at that. It's a previous year questions, and that is maintained by the that is updated by the UPSC. Okay. Okay. In India, other than ensuring the public funds are used efficiently and for intended purpose, what is the importance of the Office of the Comptroller Auditor General? So the fundamental function of the CAG is given in the question itself, that it ensures that public funds are efficiently used and intended for that purpose, for which purpose public money is sanctioned. But apart from that, what are the others? CAG exercises exchequer control on behalf of the Parliament when the President of India declares national emergency and financial emergency. That is not a power of the CAG. It does not have exchequer control. It itself doesn't have control. That is the difference between the CAG of CAG and CAG of England or UK. In England, the CAG has exchequer control, means without the sanction of the CAG, no money can be spent or no money can be withdrawn from the consolidated fund of that country. But here in India, that does not have the power. CAG does not have any sanctioning powers. So the option 1 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect. CAG reports on the execution of projects and programs by the ministry that discussed by the Public Accounts Committee. Yes, because it examines the financial prudence and efficiency. So in that light, it also examines the developmental programs, projects that are being run by various ministry, whether they have been done in accordance with the sanctioned money or some money have been misspent or something like that. So it is correct. Information from CAG reports can be used by the investigating agencies to press charges against the who have violated the law while managing public finances. Yes, obviously, because that is the most reason. That is the most reason. That is the most reason for that, because the CAG is there. So it press charges and different scams and misappropriation cases are interpreted and found out from the CAG report. So that is correct. While dealing with the audit and accounting of government companies, CAG has certain judicial powers for persecuting those who violate the law. No, it is not a judicial authority, does not have prosecution powers. So it's incorrect is the importance of the in India. So which of the statement is correct? So only that is your 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are correct. So B, option is B. Okay. So look at the option first. So this is the question. Look at the second question that we have, next question 15. Okay. So please look at the questions. We are there, and this is the question number 15. This is the question number 15 that we are going to discuss. So look at the question number 15. Which among the following is the qualification of the chairman of the Finance Commission? Okay, it's very easy. So question number 15, what is the chairman's qualification? A person having specialized knowledge of finance account, no. A person having wide experience in financial matters and in administration, no. A person having wide experience in public affairs. That is what provided under article. Okay, so option C will be correct. Because Finance Commission consists of 4 other members and a chairperson. The 4 other members are from the 3 areas, and one is from legal profession. So along with legal professionals, A, B and D are the members. But C is appropriate for the chairperson. So question number 15 answer will be C. And in case of 16, match the following, very easy, you must have done it. So that will be 4, 3, 2, 1. 76 is related to Attorney General, 148 is the appointment and power and function of the CAG, 165 is the appointment and rights of the, that is the powers and the functions of the Advocate General, who is the highest law officer of the state, of a state in India, and 280 deals with the appointment and the powers and functions of the Finance Commission of India. So that will be 4, 3, 2, 1, C. Okay, so option will be C, and here the option will be C. Okay, that will be the option. Okay, so these are the things you have to notice. So these are the things. Now we shall come to question number 17. Please look at the question 17 and 18 carefully. So question number 17. Which among the following is incorrect? Attorney General advises the Union Government on legal matters, obviously. Comptroller General acts as a guide, friend and philosopher of Public Account Committee. It's also right. Finance Advocate General, legal advisor to the state government, right. Finance Commission distributes the taxes, okay, between the state and local bodies. That is not correct. It is State Finance Commission. So probably it is referred to the Union Finance Commission or Finance Commission of India. So that is the things we can make it wrong. Other points are absolutely right. So option D. Next is which articles parts are under the Union and Public Service Commission of India. Actually, Union and Public Service are mentioned in part 14 and part 14 starts from 308 to 323. But UPSC starts from 315 to 323. So we should take the option B in place of option A. So that is XIV. Okay, Bande? Okay? So answer is D. It is Finance Commission of India. You can better write. So option is D. And here option is B. Okay. ये हो भी सकता था ये A, it can be, but it is not. It is about the civil servants. 308, 309, 3010, 3011. For example, 3011 deals with disciplinary actions against a civil servant. So that is 19. Yes, 19. Please take a note of this. Go through the question well and find the answer. So have you found out your answer? Okay, check it. The National Commission for Scheduled Caste is a separate constitutional body, right? It was separated by 89th Constitutional Amendment Act 2003. It's also correct. It is a separate body. It came into existence in 2004. Yes, it is also correct. So option is 1, 2, 3. Answer is 1, 2, 3. So answer is 1, 2, 3. Option is 1, 2, 3 D. Here Attorney General is not debarred from private practice. Attorney General does not get any fixed salary or fixed any allowances. So he is not debarred from private practices. He can take up his own practices. So unlike the judge of Supreme Court, Attorney General can take up private practices. The Advocate General enjoys all the privileges of immunities like members of legislature. Yes, certainly, because they can take part in the proceedings of the House. So they are like the members of Legislative Assembly, as the Attorney General is like the members of Parliament. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India is removed by the President. Yes. So answer will be all of these. Answer will be all of these. D. Okay. So be careful about the answer, because in MCQs you have a risk, because if one statement is not understood by you, then the entire answer will be wrong. So kindly go through the options very well, and if possible twice also. One single word, one single letter can change the nature of the statement. So be cautious about that. Accordingly work out the questions. Okay. Should we proceed? Okay. Now 21 and 22. Have a look at the questions. So look at the question 21. Joint Public Service Commission is a constitutional body? No. It is not a constitutional body. It is established by an act of parliament. So it is a statutory body. When there is a need for Joint Public Service Commission, especially for smaller states, the parliament can establish a Joint Public Service Commission. So it is not a constitutional body. The chairperson of JPSC tenders resignation to respective governors of the state? No. He tenders resignation letter to the president. So both, neither one nor two is correct. Option 21D. Which is a criterion to remove the chairman of any other member of previous province? If he is adjudged as insolvent, if he is engaged in employment outside the duties of his office, if he is unfit to continue in the office by reason of his infirmity of mind or body. So all of these are the grounds of his removal, or president can remove you on these specific grounds, and these specific grounds, and if he is declared unfit mind also, unsound mind, that can also come under option C. So option D will be correct. Option D, and here is D also. So Article 315 does not deal with the Joint Public Service Commission, rather it deals with the Union Public Service Commission and State Public Service Commission. But the Constitution directs the Parliament to establish a Joint Public Service Commission whenever there is a requirement for two or more smaller states. But that will not be a constitutional body. Rather, that will be a statutory body, and it will be governed under the Act also. Okay, so both the statements are wrong, hence the answer is D, and here the answer is D also. Which is correct about EPSC? Please take a note of, please look at the questions and work out your answer. Okay, so what is your answer? Which is correct about EPSC? The role of EPSC is mandatory nature. Itself is wrong. It is not a mandatory nature. No commission. Most of the commissions are advisory in nature. So it is advisory. So whatever recommendations made by the EPSC is not binding upon the government. Is not binding upon the president. So whenever president submits the report to parliament on the annual reports of the EPSC, if any recommendation of the commission has not been implemented, then the president attaches a suitable explanation to the report regarding the non-implementation of the recommendations. So it is there, but it also that the government may not accept the recommendation. So it is not mandatory. Had it been mandatory, then the recommendation should have been binding. The Constitution visualizes the EPSC to be a watchdog of merit system. That is a tagline of EPSC. It promotes meritocracy. It promotes appointment of personnel on the basis of merit, not on the basis on the spoils system. So it's not on partisan consideration or any other consideration, rather the performance of the candidates in the examination. So that is called the merit, and irrespective of religion, caste, creed, gender, place of birth, no discrimination is made for the appointment. A member of EPSC is not eligible for further appointment as the chairperson of EPSC or SPSC. Okay, which is correct. It's not correct. It's incorrect. And the Constitution visualizes the EPSC to be watchdog. It's correct. And a member of EPSC is not eligible for appointment. Yes, he is eligible. He is eligible for the appointment of the chairperson. Chairman of EPSC and SPSC, the chairperson of EPSC is not eligible. The chairperson of EPSC is not eligible for any appointment after retirement, but the members of EPSC can be appointed as the chairperson of EPSC or the chairperson of other appointments. Okay. So they can be appointed as the chairperson of UPSC and chairperson of other state public service commissions. That is wrong. And chairperson of UPSC is eligible for further employment in the government of India? No. So that is wrong. Answer is B. The chairperson of UPSC is removed on the ground of misbehavior by president. Yes, but president after reference made is to the B. So there are certain grounds that we have discussed now just in the previous question, that there are certain grounds on which the chairperson and members of UPSC can be removed, like adjust insolvent, undeclared insolvent, undischarged insolvent, unsound mind, and engagement in paid employment outside the commission and also in permitted body. So that is the things. And whenever they are removed on the ground of misbehavior, a reference is made to the Supreme Court, and on the recommendation of the Supreme Court, the president can remove the chairperson only, without not. So in case of misbehavior only. Other cases, president can do it by himself. So that is answer is B. Therefore, answer is B here. Okay. Now question number 25, 26. Please have a look. Okay, so who among the following is the authority to remove the chairperson and members of State Public Service Commission? State Public Service Commission chairperson and members are appointed by the governor, no doubt, but they are removed by the president in the same manner as UPSC chairperson and members are removed. So they are removed by the president, not the governor. Which of the following about Election Commission of India is incorrect? It is a permanent and independent body. Yes. And the Chief Election Commissioner is appointed by the President. Yes. He resigns at any time addressing to the President. Yes. He is appointed for 6 years or 65 years. So that is correct. So answer is D. D. He has security of tenure. He may be he may be there for 6 years or 65 years, whichever is earlier. That is D and D, 25 and 26. 27, B.S. Ramadevi is the first woman. Yes. First woman, Chief Election Commissioner of India. He was in 90s. She was appointed as the first woman Chief Election Commissioner of India, and I think she is the only one woman so far has been appointed as the Chief Election Commissioner of India. The Election Commission of India was established on 25th January 1950, hence it is observed as National Voters' Day. Who among the following was the first Indian chairperson of UPSC? H.K. Kripalini, he was the first, but Ross Barker was the first chairperson of UPSC. But the question about it's the Indian chairpersons. Okay, so please have a look at the answers. Now question number 30, the last question of the session. Consider the following statement: GST Council is an extra constitutional body. Do you agree? No, because it is mentioned in Article 279A, added by 101 Constitutional Amendment Act 2016. It is established by 101 constitutional. Yes, it is correct. It is not correct. Had it been extra constitutional, it would not have been mentioned in one articles. And it is under a Constitutional Amendment Act, so only 2 is correct. So my dear students, we have discussed some important questions related to constitutional bodies in this class. And we have also made some summary analysis of various constitutional bodies in the last 2 classes. So these are very important aspects of a portion of our study, because constitutional bodies constitute a significant position in the political system. So always be updated also and write about any changes taking place in the constitutional bodies, like a Deputy Comptroller Auditor General of India is proposed to be appointed also. Government has not made any declaration so far, but it is reported that there will be an appointment of Deputy Comptroller Auditor General. So whenever any change take place in the, because they are living bodies, they are changing according to the time changes. So they may be changed also. So whenever any change takes place, please update it yourself and get updated also what are the various functions, challenges, what are the various points need to be further strengthening the bodies. So all these things, as parent of civil servant, we must look into the papers and we must update them. Okay. So this is all about your constitutional bodies. And in the next class, we shall be starting with the extra constitutional bodies. I told you extra constitutional bodies are the bodies which are not mentioned in the constitution. They are either established by an act of parliament or established under an order of the government or executive notice. So they are statutory and non-statutory bodies. Together they called extra constitutional bodies. They are also as important as constitutional bodies because they are also independent bodies and they are designed to perform independently for their purpose, for the purpose for which they are established. So we'll deal with a lot of bodies like National Commission for National Human Rights Commission, Central Information Commission, and there are also Central Vigilance Commission and National Disaster Management Authority, Green Tribunal. There are several bodies which will come under. We'll also talk about Niti Aayog, an extra constitutional body and non-statutory body in India, which is doing a pioneering job in shaping the socio-economic progress of the country. So what are the need for these bodies, that you have to keep in mind always. You may be asked to write or to justify the need for such bodies. So why do we need these bodies? What will be there if these bodies are not there? What will happen if these bodies are not there? So that you have to keep in mind and develop your personal opinion regarding this. Let it germinate in your mind, and you have some idea about that. So always have in that mind also. It will help you if you your paper reading, your newspaper reading, and watching the television news will help you boost your knowledge in writing efficiently, effectively about these bodies. Okay. So in the next class, I shall come for you with a new chapter called extra constitutional bodies. We'll deal in this manner also. We'll have lot of questions on extra constitutional bodies. Since then, take care of yourself. Stay tuned to our YouTube classes. Have your constructive comments also, and remember that it is Vanik which is catering to your needs and aspirations. So salute to Vanik. Okay. Thank you very much for holding us or watching us.